pleasure in introducing our resource person, Mr. Ashok Perumal, to the gathering. Let me introduce the most intelligent and experienced person in IT industry, Mr. Ashok Perumal, technical consultant, Neurotech Labs, Chennai. I have the distinct pleasure in welcome you, sir. Mr. Ashok Perumal has more than 20 years of experience in IT industry. His area of excellence to solution proposal, scope management, design, managing construction, testing, implementation and post-implementation support. And also he has excellent exposure in executing development, migration, maintenance and data migration in mainframe, client server and web technology. He also experienced in managing cloud computing engagement, ASP, develops for credit unions in US and Canada. He has completed digital marketing training from Madras Management Association. He has hands-on experience in implementation of search engine optimization, on-page and off-page optimization, Google tools, video, blog and social marketing. He is IBM certified ITIL professional. Today, we are privileged to have an opportunity to listen to him. Now, I would like to request our resource person, Mr. Ashok Perumal, to take over the session. Over to you, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
And my presentation is visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Presentation is visible,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity. And see, I am going for the next 90 minutes. I will try to cover the introduction of data visualization, and then I will take up the questions whatever you have posted on the chat. At the end of the session, I will try to answer most of the questions. In case if any question I am not able to answer, I will try to send a mail and you can get the answers from the coordinators. Okay. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you. And let us first see the agenda of this session. The agenda, what I'm trying to cover as part of this, my presentation is data and data flow. What is data? And most of you know, actually, I'm trying to discuss in little bit different angle. What is a data flow? And I'm not going to spend too much of time on that. And the next is history of data visualization and basics of data visualization and data visualization techniques and design chart and graphs and pros and cons of data visualization as well as benefits and Tableau. See, what I'm trying to highlight here is what is data visualization means. Here I am not going to explain anything about Tableau. When you do a data visualization, what are all the things you need to keep in mind before you come up with any kind of a visualization, okay? So for that, I am trying to give some, this is kind of a guide actually. This presentation is kind of a guide. When you start working on Tableau, what are the do's and don'ts you can use when you are creating a visualization for your management or the respective roles. That is the objective of the presentation. So I'm not going to get deep dive into the technical or anything because it's an introduction of data visualization. I keep this expectation as the thing, and I'll go forward for the next 90 minutes. Okay. First, we will see what is data. Uh, before we go into that, you see hard drive cost per gigabyte, how it gradually reduced from 1981 to 2015. In 1981, for 1 GB of data to store, we need to spend 500,000 US dollars. And in 1985, we need to spend 71,000 US dollars. 1989, we need to spend $12,000. 95, it is 8. And 2000, it is 12.330 US dollars. And now it is so cheaper, it is 3 cents. Okay. So what I'm trying to highlight here is, when we have a cost per data, storage of data is very difficult. Difficult in the sense cost. Now we have a data. When we try to store the data, we can store it at a cheaper price actually. The cost wise, it's going to be economical. So we have a lot of data. What we are going to do with the data? This is one of the highlights of the new technologies which has come up, like big data, analytics, machine learning, artificial intelligence, etc., etc. They are not new. It's already there. Mission is already giving a data, no issues from the day one. But what we are trying to do now is different. Actually, that's what we are trying to highlight. Okay. Next, you see the you saw the number. Okay, 1 followed by 12 zeros, 1 followed by 15 zeros. You may think that it's something related to some scam or anything. It's not related to scam. So the first one is trillion, trillion by trillion, and the second one is quadrillion, which is 1 followed by 15 zeros is 1 quadrillion. You know what is a byte of data, and I think most of you know that the world creates 2.5 quadrillion of data every day. Every day they create 2.5 quadrillion of bytes of data every day. And 90% of the data what we have as of today was created in last 2 years or 3 years. So this is also a great information. And the next one is, there are close to around 3 billion internet users with laptop and tabs, and 4.3 billion mobile users. These are all the sources which give data to the world actually. Okay. And the next one is 600 wiki pages, 5,27,000 snapshots, and text 1 crore 60,000. Sorry, 1 crore 60 lakhs text are being created. It's not in a day, per second actually. In 60 seconds, the above information are being created. See, this shows that the growth of data is growing like phenomenal. Okay, so when the data is there, what you are going to do with the data? Something needs to do. The data, if you keep it as it is without processing, it's not going to be useful. So what we are going to see in the next few slides, actually next coming slides, how the data is being classified, how it is being processed, and how it is presented to the management in the right way. Okay. Next, we will see the history of data visualization and patterns. Okay. Data visualization has been around for centuries, and many would agree to begin in 1970s. Sorry, 1700 with William Playfair, the father of statistical graphs. The Playfair credited with the line chart, bar chart, and pie chart, which we use even today. Okay, and Florence Nightingale, she worked for the in for the Second World War, and she was also a data journalist known for Cox combo or a Rose diagram. These revolutionary slides helped her to fight for better hospital conditions, ultimately saving the soldier's life. Based on the Second World War, you see the bottom graph, actually, this is called a Cox combo or a Rose diagram. This is done in Second World War, that is in 1940s. Okay, so the orange color says the death from the wounds, from the wounds in battle, and the gray color says death from the other causes, and the death from diseases is the ash color actually. This is also the graph actually which started using it actually. Okay. So what I'm trying to highlight is data visualization is not the new one. It is being already used in different formats. Okay. The next one is one of the most well-known historical data visualization comes from the Charles Joseph Minard, and this graph is called Minard graph. Minard was a French civil engineer famous for his representation of numerical data. His most famous work for the map, when Napoleon Russian campaign of 1812 displayed the dramatic loss of his army over the advancement of Moscow. Okay, so here you see then the bottom actually, the Minard graph is quite clever because of its ability to combine all dimensions. The loss of life is important. The loss of life at the time, location, temperature, graphical, geograph, historical content, context into a single graph. Actually, he combined all this into one graph actually. So that's why people are talking about this graph. Okay. So data visualization is there in one or the other way, but we are now using it in a day-to-day life actually. That's what we are trying to highlight. Okay? These are all the origins of. Before we go into the data visualization or data processing, we need to know like very high level types of data. There are qualitative data and quantitative data. Okay, and qualitative data is again divided into nominal, ordinal, and binary. Whereas nominal data is like a gender, race. Gender is a male or female, transgender. Race is like race is also another nominal data, and its ordinal data is a variable, an order of series like a blood group, performance of an office. Whereas binary data is yes or no only, pass or fail, yes or no, it's one or two, shall we go or not, something like that. We will have two options only. See, what we are going to do with this actually, an average of nominal data is nothing. It's not useful. When you are presenting a data, visualization data, some kind of an analysis or summary, with the type of data only you can present it in a different format. So nominal data is not used for, not good for some kind of average and other things. Okay. So when you try to do some analytics and other things, you will know better. And with the quantitative data, we have discrete and continuous data. Whereas discrete data is an information that can be categorized into classification. Like number, and when you look at the example actually, number of parts damaged in a shipment. Suppose if you received a shipment from a Flipkart and you got some five parts are getting damaged actually. Okay, then you can see that it is a discrete. Whereas continuous data means, for example, if you say 1 meter, 1 meter of 1 meter, then this 1 meter can be again divided into, again subdivided into a continuous data. For example, centimeter or an inch actually, and then centimeter and millimeter. Whereas width also you can do like that. Width or weight actually, kilograms. Kilograms can be again divided into grams and again divided into milligrams. Okay, that is called continuous data. When you have the based on the data type, you can use what exactly presentations we are going to use. Okay, so that's why the types of data is important, or what data you are going to play with and what kind of visualization you are going to create. Okay, some examples. With qualitative data, nominal data, male or female, And ordinal data, it is strongly agree, disagree. We have some IDs also. So, okay. And binary data is yes or no only. And with quantitative data, Samsung has 500 products. For example, Samsung has a mobile, and it has a mobile code provider, and they provide other services like a lot of other products. Okay, so this is not going to change. It will be constant. Okay, constant at some point of time. Whenever the new products gets added, it's it will be 501. Whereas continuous data means the patient weight is 86.5 kg, and patient ID 15 is 91. This 91 can be again divided into grams also. Okay, so that is called a types of data with examples. Here the data type summary is numerical data is an information that has something that is measurable. It is always collected in the number form. Although there are other types of data, there is a numerical format. Okay. The next one is categorical data. Categorical data is race, gender, uh, age group, and educational level. The next one is ordinal data, where we have that success, failure, excellence, something like that. Okay. And the nominal data is no inherent order as a gender, race. Nominal data is defined as the data that is used naming or labeling variables without any quantitative value. It is sometimes called as named data, the meaning of a coined in the word nominal. Okay, and they are usually no intrinsic order or nominal. For example, if you are using a normal data, there is no order actually specified compared to ordinal data. Okay, that's what we are highlighting. See, this is at a very high level. If you spend some 30 minutes or 40 minutes on this data types, it will help you to understand with what type of data, what we can do actually. Okay. For the next 4 or 5 days session, whatever I discuss may be very useful for you. Okay. How data is converted into a data visualization. Okay. Uh, as I already told, incredible amount of information and is available, and we have a processing challenges. Okay. And data capture, store, understand, and analyze with this traditional software. When you do with the traditional software, we have the challenges of how to store, how to understand, how to retrieve the data, and how to analyze the data. Okay, the terabytes of data sitting on one data center is unused. See, in most of the cases, even in the world for the last 50 years, there are a lot of data sitting on the data center or uh, in the servers without using actually. We are not processing it. Okay. And if data is processed on time and correctly, it can become a digital gold actually. If data is processed on time correctly, it can help to increase the profit. It can help to increase the life of the person. In case of so many industrial accidents are happened due to lack of maintenance, on-time maintenance. Okay, so when you receive a mission data, uh, you have a planned maintenance for after 90 days. Okay, every in thermal power stations or in Visakhapatnam or somewhere else, chemical plants, you have a planned maintenance after some 90 days or 30 days, 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. But the mission delivers some data every minute or every 30 seconds or every 10 minutes. Mission gives the data. If you start reading the data and if it act appropriately, these accidents can be avoided. Hello? I am not getting which.
అదే చేస్తారు ఎగ్జామ్స్ లోనే చేస్తున్నారు ఇంకా ల్యాబ్ లో చేయడానికి ఉంటే ఉంది
What is that? Sorry. Hello, sir. Ajay. Hello,
Sir,
anything?
yeah. If you have any question, please put in the chat box, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Ajay, please have your chat 1 minute. Let me check what is your question. Okay. The next one is big data often combined with machine learning to create a predictive analytics and or other data analytics process that brings the information to light, which is called data visualization. Okay. That is where the data visualization comes in to help to everyone actually. Okay, how the data is getting converted into data visualization. If the data is processed on time and correctly, it can become digital gold. Okay, then what is the data visualization? Data visualization is the process of taking raw data and transforming into graph and charts, images, and even videos. That explains the number of explains. Hello, sir. Hello. Okay, explains the number and gains insights into the visualization. Okay, and data visualization changes the way of making sense of the information to create a value out of it and discovers new pattern and spot trends. Where exactly? How to present a story to a CXO from thousands of rows of data in an Excel sheet. See, CXO like CEO, CIO, CFO, CTO, they don't have time actually to uh, spend time on looking into thousands, millions and millions of records or thousands of records with numeric data. If you present it neatly in a visualization format, the decisions may be very fast and timely so that we can avoid slippages into the avoid a lot of expenses and timely decisions can be taken. For that, we have a tool called visualization. Okay, so how data can be converted into visualization? That's what we are going to look into. The solutions are like to create a pie chart or a bar chart, providing an opportunity to get insights into the data for better timely decision making. Okay, so this is the high level introduction of data visualization, and then we are going into the data flow. Whereas, let me check whether I have any questions. Okay. So, okay. Data flow. We have received the data. Before we show them as a part of the process of visualization, how the data life cycle goes through. Okay. Let us look into that. Yeah, this is called the internet actually. Internet or the reality or the world which gives the data every day, every second or every minute or every day. The raw data is collected and the data is processed. Okay, processed and clean the data sets. For example, what happens? You collect the data, and after collecting the data needs to be normalized. For example, whenever you get a data from an electric grid, power grid, or you get a data for mark sheets, okay, marks of the student. It won't cross actually more than 100, okay, due to typing mistake or any other error. If it crosses more than 100, if you have a data which is 103 or 120 or 150, which is a wrong data, definitely which is out of boundary. Okay. 1 minute, I have a lot of messages. Let me check. Okay. He is asking for feedback. Okay. So the data has an upper boundary and lower boundary. We need to check whether this data can be considered for our analysis. For example, if you have a mark, when you are doing with playing around with creating a visualization of 10 students, English mark, if one mark is 700 and other marks are 70, 80, 90, then your complete graph is going to be not a normal condition, okay? Then you have to eliminate 700. How it came 700 is different, because your data analyst or the person, visualization person, they'll say you give the data and I prepared it, okay? So what I'm trying to say is like data has to be processed and clean the data, which is important. And yeah, analysis has to be done, okay? When you do the analysis, what are all the things we are going to do? You have to come up with some kind of an algorithm or models. And finally, what happens? We have to communicate in a visual report, like a dashboard or a pie chart or a bar chart, etc. And finally, when you are having the similar kind of, for example, when you create an analytics for, when you create a visualization for retail industry, for a hotel or for a hotel, then you can make that as a product and sell it for other kind of retail chains also, retail companies also, like pharmaceutical companies, medicine shop, medical providers, and etc. etc. So that is called here. It is a product. Okay, raw data is collected, data is processed, and cleaning the data set, models and algorithm. This calls the data analytics, which is including machine learning, etc. etc. This communication part is the where we are working. We are now looking into that, which is called a data visualization. Okay, and this data product is, once you have the matured visualization component product, then you can make it as a product. Okay, so that is what that how the data process flow from one level to another level we have explained. And the next one is achieving data visualization. Compared to the previous one, the data, it has three parts. Okay, data and visual forms and views. We have, when you take Python, we have IO libraries, action list, filters, layouts, colors, and size, which is called the visual forms. Okay, and rendering of data, rendering factory and UI controls. And finally, the user will see what we have, this one part only, not this part. Okay, it will take, it will help the CXOs to take a decision on time. Okay. Next, this is one important topic actually. When you are creating visualization for your management or for a target audience, the general thought process of visualization of humans is different. Okay, so I am trying to highlight few points here. See, for example, this topic is particularly for when you are creating a visualization. What are all the things you need to consider? That's what I'm trying to highlight. Otherwise, it will go for a rework of 2 or 3 iterations, sometimes even 10 iterations also. Statistics was a story. One research scholar has some 10 students, okay, with him. See, he asked he asked the students to present a weekly presentation, each and every one. So when they presented the weekly meeting, it was on the 2 format, okay. Statistical format, actually, the presentation contains a lot of statistical information and which has a story also. So once the presentation got over, at the end, what exactly happened is, the researcher asked the students to summarize, okay. They are able to summarize the statistical information only 5%, whereas the story they are able to present it at 63%. Recall it 63%. So it is important that in a visualization, we need to try to avoid statistical information rather than keep telling the stories, actually. Stories with a different format, okay? So that is important. So when the data and stories are together, they resonate with the audience and both an intellectual and emotional level. The data with the stories will go together, okay? That's why some of the movies are being super rate. Okay. So the next one is stories versus leader. Who will become a best leader? The person who tells the best story will become a best leader. I think there is no need to tell about it. Even the best story with the data, which is the best leader. Okay. And the next one is difference and contrast. Okay. You see this image actually. This image, which has a trees, 3 trees. One tree is partially, 2 trees we are able to see in full, and one tree we are able to see with half. Another one is bush. Okay. If you see the second image, you see that you are able to see the beer. Okay. Here you are seeing the beer. So when you do the presentation in the first format, someone will ask actually, out of 10 people, at least 5 or 6 people will ask, what is that you have given only, you are saying some beer is there, but beer is not there. So here you need to use the colors, okay? And this colors will be useful for him, okay? To give the, to transform this message, actually it will be useful, okay? The next one is, pre-attentive process is one of the brains actually how it will work. When you have around uh, 20, actually we have around 28 small squares, but all actually when you look into this, the attention will go here only. Okay, so when you present it, you need to put it in our brain notice the darker things first. Okay, the second one is size. You see, even though we have around 28 small boxes, 27 small boxes, we'll look into this big one. And here the orientation, everything is horizontal, one is vertical. So these are all some of the pre-attentive the brain will look, okay, rather than where to highlight, which one to highlight, which one to show in a bigger one, which one to orientation in a proper format. This is also important in visualization. And the next one is tips to improve your presentation, actually, or visualization, you can call it as. See, our eyes don't follow a specific format. Suppose if you have a visualization of a presentation like this, your eyes won't follow in a specific order. You won't expect A, B, and C has to go from left to right or right to left or top to bottom or something like that. Okay. So what exactly happens? The data flow. See, someone may look into that 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. So when you have this kind of a graph, what you need to do exactly, generally the tendency of 70 to 80% of the people to look on the right hand side top, okay, or on the left hand side top. So these are all some of the places where they will do it actually. Look into it. So your presentation is also in such a way that it has to help the person who is going to see your data, the visualization needs to be, he is not supposed to ask too many questions, okay? Because you are sending a data to a executives, the executives will look into the data sometime after office hours because they are always busy, okay? So once the data is being shown, actually, what I am trying to highlight here is the eyes don't follow a specific pattern. So don't club too many things here. And so that is one of the important points you need to take care. And the next one is our eye focus on the which one is stands out. For example, even though this graph shows 1930, 1960, when it touches the peak, automatically we will go and check what exactly this one is, okay? In 2008, what is the population and etc. Okay, so that is one of the point actually. Our eyes can handle few things at once. For example, what happened here, the customer service call versus performance. You see, here the customer service call versus performance is given, customer service performance rating 1 to 10, and number of calls attended by the service calls is also given. But you see this line graph is not useful for us actually. in this presentation. So here we can the line graph is not necessary, but we can spend time on to understand it. But finally, it's not giving any meaning to it. Okay, so you need to decide actually, is it right thing to use it? Okay, the next one is we try to find the meaning in data. For example, we have a rating actually 1 to 10 and a volume, but the type of presentation what we have used is not the right one. So this is also not giving the exact meaning what we are expected to deliver to the customer or deliver to the target audience. Okay. So our brain recognizes patterns. In patterns, we find the connections. Okay, but we are not able to find the connections here. No clear definition also is given here actually. Okay. And we are guided by cultural conventions also. For example, in this graph, actually, you have a we have a time. Actually, time generally we follow from left to right. Okay, here we are in the top to bottom. Actually, the customer service performance rating. This has to be y axis, and this has to be x axis. This is a cultural convention. Okay, for example, red color everyone will avoid except China. China likes red color. Okay. Few companies use red color logo, red color on their web pages. But if that is the company, then you need to maximize the red color. And red means hot and blue means cold. You can't go out and use for red color for something else. And use hot color means yellow color. Okay, something like that. And similarly for vegetarian means green and non-vegetarian means red color. So these are some cultural conventions and inherited from childhood. Okay, so few people they don't buy black color clothes. Okay, so I'm not going into that deep much. When you are trying to use the colors, you try to use the colors based on if it is required, and you can things. Okay, and this is and the next one is basics of data visualization. We are getting into the data visualization. Data visualization is technique to present the data in a pictorial or a graphical format. See, what exactly happens is your target audience will see these results only. Okay, with this result, the trend graph which shows there is an up and there is a down, and there is an again an up. Actually, some corrective action is taken here. After that, only it went up. So to support this, we have a pie chart and a bar chart. What exactly is being given? See how the data visualization is generated is from the data and the outcome, that is analysis, and our target audience will look into that exactly, deep dive into the data, and look into that and take an appropriate action. Okay. And consideration for data visualization. The data visualization has three major considerations are clarity, accuracy, and efficiency. What is clarity? Ensures the data set is complete and relevant. This enables the data scientists to use the new patterns from the data in the relevant places. For example, that's what I told you in the beginning, that it has to follow some upper boundary and lower boundary and eliminate the data, substitute with the normalized data and average data, and start for processing. Otherwise, your overall data pattern will be different. Okay, and accuracy is important, ensuring using an appropriate graphical presentation to convey the right message. That's what I explained in the previous 4 or 5 slides. You need to use the right graphical presentation, bar graph, and use efficient visualization techniques which highlights all the data points. For example, when you are presenting a slide to a presentation, don't show all the contents in one shot. Use animations and ask the user to navigate from one point to another point, which gives, for example, if I give all this in one shot, you may start reading from here. One person will start reading from here. One person will start reading from here. So that's why I gave this clarity, accuracy, and efficiency, and one by one, so that the focus is on the particular point. So it reaches the target audience effectively. Okay, that is the importance of visualization. Okay, I think most of the things you guys knows. Okay, but I'm trying to give it in a structured and organized way. That's all, nothing else. And these are all the things will help you for the next 4-5 days. And there are some branches of data visualization. The amount of information that human gains through the vision is far beyond that and that of another organs. And data visualization is use of a human natural skill to enhance the data processing on organization efficiency. So the branches of data visualization are scientific visualization, information visualization, and visual analytics. Whereas scientific visualization has kind of the medical records, something like that, okay, or a heat analysis report, something like that, okay, room temperature and etc. And information visualization is what type of bar charts, analysis, and other things, and visual analytics. We'll see one by one briefly here, okay. What is the what is scientific data visualization and how it is being presented? An interdisciplinary research and application field in science focusing on visualization, a three-dimensional phenomena such as architecture, methodology, medicine, or biological medicine system. Its purpose is to graphically illustrate the scientific data, enables scientists to understand, explain, and collect the patterns from the data. For example, what happened? For a mouse, they are giving some salines or some kind of a medicine, which is this is for a exact data before giving medicine. This is for one type of medicine actually. Okay, this is for another type of medicines actually. If it is 25 ml which is given, then this is kind of a results what we have. The tumor, what is the size of the tumor? And if it is 80 ml is given, what is the? This is from the mouse. Okay, research is used. So this type of data is used for scientists, and this data type of this bar data and this data will be used by a data analyst and others. So the visualization, this is called a scientific visualization. When you are presenting the data to the doctors or scientific persons, actually you can use two types of format. One is because he may ask that, shall I go ahead and see what exactly the pre-image and post-image of the medicines what you have given. Okay, so this one will help. That is called scientific. Okay, the next one is information visualization. The study of iterative data representations on an abstract data to enhance human cognition. Data includes both digital and non-digital, such as geographical information and text, histograms, trend graphs, and etc., tree diagrams, etc. Okay, so here you see this. These are all some of the bar chart and pie chart, pillar charts. Okay, how many like dogs actually? How many men and women like dogs? Cats, rabbits, and snakes. So you see this. Compared to this presentation is nicely presented, okay? And it clearly says what exactly the message is converted, they plan to pass actually, the target audience. So better go for this rather than going for this, okay? So your manager, your target audience will say, this one is nice, otherwise they will ask too many questions and you may go for a revisiting this look and feel, okay? The next one is data visualization with visual analytics. What exactly the visual analytics is? You see, this is a dashboard of an organization. How the sales returns is happening actually. This is overall pie chart from north, east, and south. How much east 25.3% of returns has come after sales returns. Okay, and you see this data actually from which state we have the returns. For example, California, we have that highest returns, and Florida is normal, and New York is another highest. So with one visualization, your CXO or the target audience will take a right decision. Okay, here it says what exactly the quantities are, and the trend of the returns is also reducing actually. Okay, trend of the things also being given actually. Okay, it's not reducing. So with one chart actually, uh, the visual, the third type of data visualization is visual analytics, which is combined of all data into one format. See, to create all this graphical information, it should have taken at least 100,000 rows of data, but it is given nicely presented to a target audience what is required. For example, if you double click on this, it will take you deep dive into the East record. Okay, so that is important. That is possible. The next one is designing charts and graphs. Actually, what are the things when you are designing a charts and graphs? What you need to look into that? Data visualization techniques. Who is the target audience? What is the goal based? What is the objective or goals? And selection of right chart, and selection of color theory, and handling of data, including of comparison. Tell your tale or a story. Actually, tell your story. And selection of visual tools for the digital age. For example, which one, Tableau or etc. Some other tools are you going to use it? Okay. So for the next few slides, actually 4 or 5 slides or 7 slides, we will discuss about what are the different types of techniques, visualization types you can use. The first one is visualization charts is number chart. See, so far we are saying we are not supposed to use numbers. In few places, you need to go and present the number. For example, the company's annual report, the profit is increased by 59%. That's correct. But how much I want to know, okay? So that's why we see this. It is 689 crores, 683 crores, something like that, okay? See, this is the numbers where it actually gives 40% increase in profit and gives the right data. That's why in the newspapers you can see in most of the annual reports or quarterly reports, they say use the numbers, okay? Wherever it is required, you need to use numbers. That is important, okay? The next one is, next type of chart is line chart. Shows the trend and the change over the data period of time. Over a period of time, how the data is being generated. For example, you see that there is an uptrend, there is a downtrend, and there is a uptrend, there is a downtrend, and there is an uptrend, and there is downtrend. Okay, so this line chart is another advantage. We can use it with a bar graph. You see this actually what happened? It gradually reduces, and finally it reaches the normal here. Okay, order versus realization, which is blue color is order, and this dark blue color is, this one is the actualization of orders. Okay, orders was an amount of sales. We get orders of so and so, and the actual sales is so and so. But when you took a corrective action, it is being normal and it is standard actually, and it goes peaks up. Okay, so the line chart can be used for trending time series kind of a data, and we can use it. Okay, and the next one is maps actually. This is exactly when the COVID kind of a situation, which states are being high risk states. So this map demonstrates the static location of composition of data, and which one is normal, something like that. Okay, where we have minerals also we can show that. The next one is waterfall chart. This waterfall chart is, for example, what exactly happens. The revenue from the previous revenue and the new revenue actually. Previous revenue is so and so, and the new revenue is so and so. That is another $100,000. Sorry, $1 million. Sorry, it is not $1 million. $200,000. And there is again another upsell, like promotion and other sales by 0.25 $25,000, and there is a loss of revenue something, okay? So like $50,000. So the final revenue is so and so. This is called a waterfall chart, where you are one level, another level you are increasing, another level you are increasing, another level you are increasing. Finally, this is the current revenue, which clearly shows that where exactly. Okay, so this is called a waterfall chart, and the next one is bar chart. Bar chart has three types actually. Used to compare many data items. For example, see how many people are using check, credit card, debit card, and digital wallet and cash. So this chart gives the right information. You see, we have around 6 types of data, and what is the quantity of cash is used only with less than $10. Okay, if it is more than $10, all other kind of data is used. All other transaction mode is used. So this is called a, when it is a bar chart, you can use it. And another type is called a pie chart. And the pie chart is indicates the proportional composition of a variable. I think most of you know about pie chart, like how many persons are in a class, how many persons are male or female, and how many persons to vote for a particular party, something like that. Okay, male, female, age-wise, and other things. Okay, and the bar chart classification we'll see in the next 1 or 2 slides. Horizontal bar graphs means when you have a data label in a lengthy format, better to go for this horizontal bar chart, okay? Rather than going for scrolling down again, better to go for this type of chart. Perfect for a comparative ranking like top 5 list, useful for data label which is too long, okay? Another type of bar chart is column up and down, indicates the proportional composition of a variable, such as growth over a specific period of time. Here they are comparing the 6 regions, okay. This is column up and down chart actually, which is, there is from bottom to top or top to bottom, okay. It is column bar. And the next one is stacked bar chart. What is stacked bar chart? For example, the company wants to know, based on the age group, how many new customers they got it actually. See, this green color is 15 to 25, and the dark green color is 25 to 35, and 35 to 45 is purple color, and blue color, dark blue is 45 to 55, and 55 and above is this sky blue color. Okay. In this kind of a scenario, this is the best chart which we can go for it. Okay, that is called a stacked bar chart. All these tools are giving all these kinds of chart actually, even though I am explaining about 12 or 15 types of chart, but it has more other different types of charts also. Okay, and the next one is histogram. It is a bar chart similar to a bar chart without any gaps. Okay, so the next one is gauge chart. The gauge chart is useful for days of inventory outstanding. Okay, in an industrial production, if you have raw materials, this is the right type of chart which we can use to display to the production team. You are running out of stock. Please be careful, like our dashboard. Okay, so this is another type. The next one is scattered plot. What it applies to expressions, relations, and distribution. What exactly the scattered plot is? You have 2 sets of data and explain the relationship between these 2 data. For example, here and here what exactly I am trying to highlight is a salary and a car price actually. Suppose if I am getting $50,000, then I will go for a car price of which is 20,000. Okay, if I am with anywhere between 200,000 to 500 $250,000 per annum, then I will prefer a car which is of $100,000. So this is called a scattered plot. Based on the relationship of the data what we have, we can distribute here. Okay, and the next one is you can present it in a table format. Okay, shows the large number of precision dimension, that is company financial reports. We have to show with the numbers, with the table format. Okay, so here you can't go and give any kind of data presentation because it's very difficult to explain the shareholders. So here we have to go for a table format. Table format is also one kind of visualization. Okay, and the next one is spider chart. See, here it is very not many places it's used. Here this example, what exactly I am trying to highlight is comparative charts, great for ranking, reviews, and appraisal for multivariate data. Three things actually. We compare e-commerce example of regions of Australia, Europe, and North America versus comparing against products sold or camera, TVs, cell phones, games, and computers. Okay. Each variable is compared by how many units were sold between 0 and 500. And Europe was clearly outselling in all areas. And Australia is particularly weak in camera and cell phones. This chart highlights the strength and weakness of a multivariate chart, multivariate data. Okay. So when you are having a multivariate data, then what kind of chart you have to use, you can present it. Okay. And the next one is area chart. Area chart is similar to line chart. See, this is, if you remove this barred one, it is similar to a line chart, but it is shaded in a color. Okay, it portrays the whole part of the relationship over a time, closely related to a similar line graph, but the bottom is shaded. Okay. Bubble chart. The bubble chart is also one of the chart actually. Visualize two or more variables with multiple dimensions, and you see this. We are checking the marketing data. We are giving the analysis view of marketing, sales, and products. Okay, product stream. Chart shows the relationship between different product categories, revenue stream, investment risk, cost, and anything similar to bubble chart are incredibly effective. And concludes that TV and home theater products category has the highest number of orders, as you can see from the number, scale from the left. Okay, as well as the highest profit margin, and therefore it is the biggest bubble in the chart. Okay, this is the biggest bubble in the chart. Okay, and comparatively, the camera category is shown. Camera category is shown, the lowest number of orders and the smallest profit margin, naturally the smallest bubble in the chart. Okay, so this is bubble chart. Bubble plot is also another visualization. You can use it. So finally, whatever we have seen is number chart. We have seen line chart. We have seen maps, waterfall, bar graph. Bar graph has another three types of chart also: line, horizontal, top bottom, and the last one is stacked. And then the pie chart and the gauge chart, scattered plot chart, spider chart, and tables, area chart, and bubble plots. And the last one is histograms. Okay, so as a visualization person, you need to identify the data what you are going to present, and once you have the data, what type of chart you can use it and present it. See, in the last actually before we came into this, we have looked into this one. Okay, 1 minute. We have this one. Okay, I think this one is we have used a pie chart here, and we have used a bar chart here. We have used a data table, and we have used a line graph here. Okay, so you need to decide, actually, visual expert, you need to decide which one to use at what time, and which one gives the clear meaning to the right people. Okay, that is important. Okay, so I'm going on to the next topic, that is examples of few charts and interactive dashboard. Okay, See, I'm giving an example here, which should have been presented in this format, gives the clear message to the target audience. For example, the ticket volumes received in blue color, okay, and tickets volume processed in purple. This is called some maroon color, okay, maroon color. See, the blue color bar graph always shows the gradual normal trend level, okay. But whereas the maroon color, which shows there is a reduction and there is a drop in the resolution compared to the normal one, okay. So when this graph is presented to your executive team, they will ask you for more questions, okay. What exactly happened? I am not able to interpret this. Suppose you see this, I have given that this is the normal trend and there is a gradual trend of reducing the number of the resolution processed tickets. Here it is very less and here it is very less and it is improved. So here it is 139 tickets received, 104 is processed, and here it is 204 tickets received, 156 processed. What exactly has happened is, in the month of May, 2% quit actually. An appropriate decision is not taken. So when the appropriate decision is taken in the month of September, see the ticket trend is also increasing, okay, 177, 140, something like that. So when you send this type of report to our executive management, the decision is taken and he will send a mail within 10 minutes. Please go ahead and hire 2 persons, or if you are asking for, I'm going to hire 2 more additional persons, and if you send this additional information, then he will approve it, okay. So whereas in this graph he will ask for 2 or 3 questions, and in between if he travels, the decision making time will take more time. That's why I'm saying that on-time decision making is important to retain the existing customers. Okay, here the survey is taken. How do you feel about doing science? Okay, this is bored. Blue color is bored, not great. Okay, kind of interested, excited. Okay, so you see the okay is 40% here. Post. How do you feel doing science? Okay, this is free and post actually after test, after going through the learnings, okay. So it is they are saying, you see this blue color, excited is 38%, previously it is 19%. The same graph can be presented in this format also. This gives the very clear message of what exactly is being the message is trying to convey. Before the program, how many people's like, okay, that is in blue black color, and after, sorry, before the program and after the program, how it is being received, okay. The okay is reduced and others are being kind of interested and excited is increased. Compared to this one is very clear. That's what I'm saying. The visualization chart, what you are going to use, makes more important and tells the story perfectly, okay, to the target audience. And the next one is, how interested are you in this product? So you are asking the Samsung, a particular type of a product, actually A20s, are you interested in this product? See, the question is very clear. Are you interested? Moderately, minimal, and other things. See, this graph shows not at all is here, and extremely interested is here, and minimal is here, and extremely interested is here, 22%. See, this one is very clear, okay. The question is also very clear. How interested are you in this product? See, 22% are interested in this product, which comes first, because my executives want to see this. Moderate, minimal. So, which is more than 56% are happy with this product, okay. Whereas not at all. So, this is the way of presentation is important, okay. That's why I am trying. The next one is interactive dashboard features. So, the another kind of presentation is interactive dashboard features. Agility for decision making. For example, when you give a dashboard to our CXOs, CEO, CFOs, CIO, CTO, you need to be very clear on agility means. For example, you have a pie chart. If I double click on that, it will show the monthly data. If I double click on that monthly data, it will show the daily data. Okay. Even if it is possible, you can show on the hourly data also. That is called agility for decision making. See, one dashboard, you give your decision maker to go deep dive into it. So that is possible now with kinds of tool what we have: Tableau, Elasticsearch, Kibana, and other tools. Okay. Avoid redundant reports. See, you are supposed to avoid redundant reports to your managers. You give one report in the first page and second page also. Okay. You give only one report. And speed. Less IT involvement. For example, 10 years back or 20 years back, if you want a data for data of 5 years back, you need to raise a request to a service team, and they will take the disk or a tape and they will restore the data, and then only it's possible. Now it is not possible. Now it is not like that. Big data, as I told you in the first slide, the cost of storing data is very less, cheap now, economical, so that we can go for in the big data concept and data visualization. The involvement of IT team is very less, so that the desired results can be achieved on time. Okay. So here, this is one example of iterative dashboard where it gives. Here we are using line graph, number graph, number chart, and dashboard chart actually. And see this information. If you click on this, it will go deep dive into it, and it will show. That is called interactive dashboard. Interactive dashboard has this above features: agility for decision makers, avoid redundant reports. Suppose, for example, if I give a 1 month, 1 year data, and if your manager, your CEO asks for a next monthly data, then you are not supposed to give it in the next in the next mail or next. Don't ask for wait for your target audience to ask for information. When you design a dashboard, it has to be interactive and deep dive into agility. Actually, agility is important. Okay, that is some of the important characteristics of data visualization specialist. Okay, so these are all some of the things, key things, key things actually the data visualization person needs to take care of it. Now we will see the benefits and pros and cons of the data visualization. The benefits of data visualization is explores new patterns and reveals hidden patterns actually. What are all the patterns? Actually, it is there, and it also reveals the hidden patterns. Hidden patterns means, for example, you have a sales bar chart, this one, and the next month it is very low. It will highlight immediately that there's something drastically reduced. If it is in numbers, it won't show presented very clearly unless until you spend time on it. Okay, simplifies the complex quantitative information. So the visualization gives simplifies the complex quantitative information. The discrete and non-discrete data, whatever we have, it will show. Analyze and explore the big data easy actually. We can give some kind of an it gives the visual presentation where we have done a lot of analysis, algorithm, patterns and trends we have used, but it gives the neat presentation. Okay, here it says something. There is some dip has happened, some corrective action is taken. Based on that, it is went up. Here, some pre-sales campaign is done, so it gradually goes up. Okay, so identifies the area of improvement. The data visualization clearly says that what are the areas of improvement immediately. Okay, and appropriate action is also being taken. And the next one is identifies the relationship between the data points and the variables, which will help the specialist also. Okay, so the benefits of data visualization continued. It is here the concept of data science comes into picture. data science brings together a lot of skills like statistics, mathematics, and business domain knowledge, and helps an organization to find its way to reduce cost, to get into the new markets as early as possible, tap on different demographics, gauge the effectiveness of the marketing campaign, and launch a new product and a service. Okay, so the data visualization will increase in reduce the cost, increase in profits by getting into the new markets. Okay, so that these are all the benefits of data visualization. Finally, we will look into that. What is the pros and cons of Tableau? The pros and cons of pros are remarkable visualization capabilities, easy of use, high performance, multiple data source connections. Multiple data source connection means you can connect to different databases by in 2 or 3 steps. Okay, that is possible, and you can take a data from a remote server also, and different types of MySQL, SQL, Oracle, and others, and mobile friendly. Suppose if you have other types of visualization tools, it's not difficult. You need to spend some time on making it compatible for mobile. Okay, and the next one is easy to upgrade. The cons are high cost. The pricing is not flexible, and versioning has some issues. Okay, so there are other cons also, other disadvantages also, but I don't want to highlight actually. You can check on the internet and try to see the advantages and disadvantages of pros and cons. But as for the high level knowledge, actually, I am trying to highlight. Okay, but we have two types of desktop Tableau and server Tableau. I think desktop Tableau is free. I recommend all the training participants to download and start using, install desktop Tableau, which has the similar features, whatever I highlighted, and it's make use of it. It's not rocket science actually. The visualization, lot of data is available. Go to kaggle.com and you can download the data. Whenever the presentation is over, start using the data, uploading the data, and use it with the whatever the techniques, whatever the visualization highlights, whatever I presented for the last 90 minutes. It can be useful for you. Okay. So the final one is recap. I started with data flow, history of data visualization, and basics of data visualization, and what are the data visualization techniques, like that scientific chart, informative chart, and analytics chart. Designing chart and graphs. When you are designing a chart, what do you need to do? What are the different types of chart actually you can use, where and how, and I explained also which different types of chart. If you use this bar chart and rather than the line chart, how it is being beneficial. And the last one is pros and cons of data Tableau and the benefits. Okay, so that's the end of the session. It's time for question and answers. If you have any questions, actually, please post it. Let me check what are all the questions posted.
It's really interesting to learn, sir. Participant, do you have any question?
Tableau, actually, you can search for Tableau and go for a desktop desktop version. Actually, it is not paid. Actually, it's not paid. 1 minute. From Ashok, feedback, please. Feedback, please. Feedback, please. Feedback, please. Hope you will get the recordings of all the session. Desktop Tableau is not a paid version, so no need to worry. And yeah, my recommendation is immediately install. You will have a free hands-on, and it will be helpful. And it's not going to be definitely a rocket science. It's very simple. Okay, very simple. And Tableau is very simple. Once you are familiar with the Tableau, you can try for Elasticsearch and LucidWorks. They are freely available and you can download. Elasticsearch with Kibana is fabulous. Okay, so don't try to do everything with immediately. Will you share the recordings YouTube link in WhatsApp group? Can you download? I think you can search on the Tableau net and you can download it. It's very easy. Okay, and forms. Any other questions? Hello. If you want,
do you have any more questions?
If you want, I can post.
If you have any query, just unmute yourself and ask. Participant, do you have any more questions?
Hello.
So one question is,
Yes, I'm already posted in the chat box.
See, I have given the public Tableau download chart. Actually, you can use it. In case if it is not working, you please send me a mail. Actually, I'll try.
Yes, one more question, sir. Which one is more better as compared to the Power BI or Tableau?
Which
Actually, for
one?
database. Sir, which one is more better, the Power BI or Tableau for data
See,
visualization?
Tableau is very friendly, okay, because we use Windows operating system, and when you are having a SQL Server as a backend, you can easily convert into an Excel and import it to the Tableau tool. And the persons who do not have a website also can see the visual presentation. For example, you can send it as an workbook, okay, where it is viewable actually, okay. So it's user friendly. I'm not marketing for Tableau. Each and every product has its merits and demerits. Tableau has a merits of because the workbook format. If you use a SQL Server, it can be easily converted data into an Excel format, comma separated files, and uploaded to a Tableau. And friendly with, you can directly connect to a database also. In case if you feel that security related issues, then you can download the data and upload it to the thing. And it is available on the web format also. Okay. Tableau is not an open source, but Tableau public is public is download and you can use it. Okay. Tanmay Shankar, is it possible to do a principal component analysis and modeling in table? Tableau is not open source. Is it possible to do a principal component analysis and modeling in Tableau? As I told you, Tableau is a visualization tool. You can do some kind of modeling actually, but not in detail. Okay, it will help. Kindly share the feedback link again. Okay. Any other questions? Modeling. Please share the PPT of the morning session. Tableau link. This is the Tableau link. Okay. Public.tableau en.us actually. So, any other questions, team? In case if you have any questions, you can send me a mail. I'll try to.
On behalf of IFET College of Engineering, I would like to thank you for your valuable lectures. The way you explain the fundamental concepts of data visualization, that is, how the data is classified, accessed, and stored, and how the organization works with the data, was meritorious. The way you explain the type of data visualization and examples of users were exemplary. Was really interesting to learn and practice. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.